Hello and welcome to episode number 206 of the Launch Lounge podcast. Today's episode is called 10 Things I Learned from Amy Porterfield That Made All the Difference to Me. And my goal for you for this episode is for you to listen and leave feeling motivated to take the first steps towards getting your online course created and launched before Christmas. And right now, you can sign up for Amy Porterfield's live masterclass called 5 No Fuss Steps to Creating a Profitable Digital Course from Scratch. In this live masterclass experience, Amy will teach you 5 easy to replicate steps to a low stress, start to finish course launch. And you can sign up right now by going to thelaunchlounge.com/Amy. Hello, it is so nice for me to be here with you today. If I sound a little raspy and a little, maybe the sound is a bit weird, it's because I'm still a bit sick. And I'm also in South Africa today at the moment. For the following 2 weeks, I'll be here visiting my mum. And later today, we're driving to the Kruger National Park to go on safari. So I'm recording this on my laptop. If the sound quality is not great, it's because I forgot to pack my microphone. But I know you're not here for the quality of the sound. You're here for the quality of the content. And I ask that you forgive me if the sound quality is not great, but I am committed to you and I'm here and we are going to have some fun talking about the 10 things that I personally learned from Amy and the difference that it has made to me. So let's jump in. Number 1, the first lesson that I learned from Amy Porterfield is how to simplify the complex. I think when I started creating online courses and when I started creating content, I often really got stuck in overwhelm because there's a lot of things in my head that I want to get out, and I feel like I have a lot of knowledge inside me that can come out, but I just don't know how to get it out in a way that is organized and makes sense and will help my students actually learn something. It's one thing to blurt out a bunch of information, but it's a whole nother thing to teach in a structured way that is both engaging and that leaves a student feeling like they've learned something. And so one of the first things that I learned from Amy was this sticky note method that she teaches, where she teaches you how to literally do a brain dump. Like you put everything out of your head and then take all of those things that have been dumped and put it into categories. Now, you may need to think about what the best categories are. Like when I'm doing ads, I would have creatives as one category, and then I would have the technology as another category. But I could just as well put setting up the ads in a different category, and I could shuffle them around. Maybe creatives can be part of the tech because you have to upload the creatives, or there's a whole section on all of the like setting up your account. That's technology as well. So should the tech side and the setting up your account be the same thing? See, this is what I mean. You may need to go back and refine your categories, but once you have everything that's inside your head out of your head and you start playing around with categories, suddenly things start to make a little bit more sense. And once you've got your categories nailed, then you can step back from it and go, oh, hang on, yeah, there is logic to this. There is a progression to this. And then I like to add another layer to that, which is a format that I learned, literally called format, where you start with why and answer that question, and then what and answer that question. And the what is often all the different categories, the modules, and then how, which is the how to do it, and finally what if. And what if is usually an example with an exercise that you do. So these are little tips that I'm giving you that I started to learn from Amy, which has made such a big difference to me in being able to record podcast episodes being able to create courses, being able to put together educational content and simplify the complex. So that's number one that I learned from Amy, and it's been a game changer for me. The second thing I learned from Amy that has been a game changer for me is list building matters. Yes, I said it, a list building matters. I think if I had $1 for every time I've heard Amy say, build your list, build your list, build your list, I would be incredibly rich. I did not take this seriously enough when I started. And I want you to hear that someone who has made $100 million keeps saying list building matters, and little old me, who has made some money, some good money, and has done it for clients and has been teaching it for a while, if I'm saying list building matters, just trust me on it. List building really matters. And the moment I stop running list building ads, I see everything on my business slow down. And the moment I start running list building ads again, I see everything in my business pick up again. So list building matters, and I want you to hear me when I say this lesson I learned from a multimillionaire, and I'm telling you this, and list building really matters. So what are you doing today to build your email list? Lesson number 3 that I learned from Amy is a great one that I love, and it is, if you can teach it once, you can sell it over and over again. And this one is a bit of a funny one for me because I have ADHD. And so my brain literally just searches for the new thing. It is always looking for something new to solve, a new problem to solve, a new course to create. And as soon as I've done it, my brain is kind of done with it and I move on. But Amy showed me the value of building it once and then seeing the value of this incredible body of knowledge that you've put together that you can sell over and over and over. And I am not lying to you when I say there's incredible beauty and freedom and liberation, and let me just say, money in building your course and then selling it, and then building your list, and then selling your course again, and then building your list, and then selling your course again. So for me, it has been a bit of a like, okay, I have to try to navigate my brain and remind my brain that we're not just doing new things. We can do things over and over and over again that we've already done because it makes money. And once it makes money, then we can move on to do new things like launch the Launch Lounge CEO program or do the 30-day intensive program that we do. These are fairly new programs that I brought in, but they only work if we do the old stuff over and over. And it is a little bit like magic. You do the thing over and over, and you keep producing a great result. The fourth thing that I learned from Amy is step by step is how we make progress. Step by step is how we make progress. And what I mean by that is when you've been in the game for as long as I have, like I'm coming up on 10 years almost, I really love being able to take a step backwards and look at the big picture and understand the big system of marketing. And I think that's one of my strengths, and I think that's one of the things I'm good at, and I think that's one of the reasons I love helping online course creators scale their businesses and make it bigger. But when I just started out, I didn't have any of that perspective. I kind of felt like I was building a million-piece puzzle, but I only had 1,000 of the million pieces and I didn't have the box. So I don't know if you've ever felt that way. Like you feel like there's so many different aspects of marketing that you need to focus on. And sometimes people tell you it's email marketing, and sometimes you hear people say it's ads, and sometimes you hear people say it's social media, and then there's some new platform launches and everybody goes, you have to be on that platform, and it's easy to feel like you're being pulled in a million different directions. But when you're starting out, I want you to trust me when I say Step by step is how you make progress. And so, if you can find someone who can break down the process for you step by step, even if it is a big process, even if it is a lot of work, even if it is going to take you months to create that, I want you to trust me when I say, if you have a mentor like Amy who can break down such a massive process into step by step so that you can literally do it like how an ant eats an elephant, one bite at a time, then you can make progress every single day. And that has been so good for me at the beginning of my journey when I didn't have the big picture, when I didn't have the box and the million pieces. And today I can say that back then, that's exactly what I needed. So number 4, step by step is how you make progress. Number five that I learned from Amy is community matters, even if you're an introvert. I am the biggest introvert. I love hiding behind my computer, but I have gotten to know and met and become best closest friends with some people that I have found in Amy's communities, because there's so many people, right? Let's just say what it is. There's a lot of people there. But then once all those big groups start, once people start posting and once people start sharing, you kind of find your crowd. And I almost think the value of those big groups lies in the little splintered off groups that happen from there. So if you ever find yourself in one of Amy's communities, and you're in this group with 5,000 people, and there's, a new post every 5 seconds, and the waterfall of that group is so big, I want you to go in there and find your people. Look for the people that have the same values as you. Look for the people that are at the same level as you. Look for the people that ask the same questions as you, and connect with them. Connect with them privately. That's how an introvert makes those big communities work. And that has been a game changer for me, because I've been able to build relationships with people that are solid, deep, amazing, incredible connections. So community matters even if you're an introvert. Lesson number 6. Oh, you're going to like this one. I think you're going to like this one. Lesson number 6. Social media matters less than you think. Lesson number 6 is social media matters less than you think. What is it that matters? That's lesson number 2, list building. List building is what matters. So if you're slaving away on social media and you feel like you're not making fast enough progress, or you feel like people aren't engaging with you, nothing's happening, I want you to shift your focus to measuring the success of your social media efforts to how many people you added to your list in 1 week. Now, in 1 week, you're not only going to post about list building, you are going to post some engaging content as well, because you do want to build relationship with the people who follow you on social media, and you do want them to just connect with you on a personal level, and oh yeah, that's why I like being part of this community sort of thing. But if you're not making a call to action at least once or twice a week for your social media audience to come and join your email list, by giving them a great lead magnet, then you're completely missing the point of social media. So lesson number 6 is social media matters less than you think. But what does matter is list building, and you should be using your social media to build your list. Lesson number 7, you don't need a lot of money to start. I want you to really hear me on this, because it is so easy in those beginning years to feel like you need the best ring light, and you need to buy best software, the most expensive software, or you need to host your course on some fancy software, or you need the latest equipment for your podcast, or you name it. I've been there. I know what it feels like. I know it's hard when you feel like you're going to look legit when you have the real stuff. But hear me when I say, you don't need a lot of money to start. What you do need is an email list and a good offer. So instead of spending money on fancy software and ring lights and microphones and fancy stuff, I want you to focus your energy on listening to the people who join your email list. Ask them what they want. Engage with them, have a two-way conversation with them, start that Facebook group where you can hear what people are asking. Engage with them so that you know exactly what their pain points are and what their desires are, and you can create an offer for them that's going to alleviate those pain points and give them the end result that they want. That's really all you need. I have seen people build audiences of 100,000 on Facebook or Instagram with zero ads. I have seen people launch with very little audiences on social media, just with their email list that they built up over time just by being consistent and listening to their audience. And they do massive launches, particularly the first or the second launch, because if your audience is engaged, they are waiting for you to launch. They cannot wait, and they're sitting with their credit cards in their hands ready to give you their money because they followed you for so long and they love you and they adore you and they can't wait for your course to come out. So lesson number 7 is you don't need a lot of money to start. Lesson number 8 is anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. I want you to know that in the years that I have run ads for course creators, I have seen smart people and not so smart people. I have seen people with privilege and people with no privilege. I have seen people with talent and people that I thought there's not much there. I have seen every single person from every walk of life in every niche. And you know what's the only thing that the people who do it in the end have in common is they just kept working at it. If you think there's a reason you can't do it, send me an email. Send an email to podcast at the Launch Lounge, and I will go and find you an example of someone just like you who has done it. Single mums. I have seen so many single mums do it. People who were facing the hardest times, I have seen them do it. And I want you to know that you can do it too. And if you feel like you just lack a little bit of that self-confidence that says, I can do it, then borrow mine. I will give you my confidence in your ability to do it because I have been in this so long. I have seen that the only thing that everyone who does it has in common is they kept working at it until they got there. And anyone can do it. It does not require money or talent or just you can do it. There's a way you can do it with your strengths. So number 8 is anyone can do it. Number 9 is technology challenges really is a mindset issue. And why do I say this? I have watched how a master like Amy Porterfield gets challenged by tech issues, tech that doesn't work. She's got hundreds of people sitting on a webinar and the webinar is not working. And I've seen her handle it with grace and style. And so I have learned that from Amy Porterfield to me to you, nobody is exempt from having tech challenges. Nobody. Everyone will have tech challenges. And once you stop resisting the idea that tech challenges shouldn't happen, the idea that tech challenges will happen, or you think that that you expect them to happen, then you become free, because then you can start asking yourself better questions like, if this tech challenge happens, what will I do? If my webinar doesn't work, or if the internet cuts out, what will I do? And that puts you in control. That puts you in a state where you can take charge and you don't become completely emotionally hijacked when tech challenges happen, and you're in a place where you can handle it. And this is true for things like Facebook ads, or when you're learning something new. I recently was trying to fix something on my Show It website, and the technology just wasn't doing what it should be doing. Or, trying to figure out SEO or anything new that you're trying to work on that gives you some kind of a technology platform that you look at and you go, oh, holy heck, this is going to be challenging. I want you to remind yourself what I'm saying. Technology challenges really is a mindset issue. And 90% of the overwhelm and the fear and the feelings that goes into handling or being at the effect of tech challenges can be prevented if you just decide that tech challenges is a part of life and you use the mantra, I can figure anything out. It's like Marie Forleo says, everything is figure outable, right? You can figure anything out. And can I give you another little tip that helps? Once you decide you can figure anything out in terms of technology, try asking ChatGPT for help. ChatGPT is super helpful in terms of collecting information from the internet, from all of those resources and all of those Q&A pages, and answering the exact question that you have. So lesson number 9, I've seen Amy handle tech challenges with grace and style. That made me decide technology challenges is a mindset issue, and ever since then I have felt way more empowered whenever I have had tech challenges or had to figure out a new tech platform. So that's number 9. And number 10, the final number 10, lesson I learned from Amy Porterfield is being seen online is not as bad as it feels at first. Being seen online is not as bad as it feels at first. Look, I know Amy's probably not going to like that I tell you this, but when I met her and when I saw her about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit less than 10 years ago, she didn't come across as confidently as she does today. She has worked really, really hard at overcoming her fear of video. She has worked really, really hard at overcoming her fear of being seen online. And what you see there today is the a build-up of years and years and years and years of mindset work and of showing up despite not feeling comfortable, showing up despite not feeling confident, and doing it for the pure and simple reason that her audience needs her to show up. They want her to show up. If there was a way Amy could build a business like hers that impacts that many people without showing up on camera, I promise you she would have. So if you have been feeling like being seen online is holding you back from showing up online and building your online courses business, I want you to know that we all struggle with it, and especially us introverts. And the confidence that you see in the successful people that you follow online was built up over years. They were not born that way. I'm sure there's a handful who were, but most of us were not born showing up confidently, sharing things on social media and knowing that, your cousin and your school teacher and your friend from school and, even the bully from school, everybody's watching, everybody's looking, and everybody's commenting. And I remember at the beginning, everybody's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I promise you, you get over that, and they get over it too. And it really isn't as bad as your head tells you it might be. So, lesson number 10 that I learned from Amy is being seen online is not as bad as it feels at first. Now, having heard me talk through these 10 things that I have learned, I hope you're feeling motivated. I hope you're feeling like you have just a tiny fraction more confidence to take the first steps towards getting your online course created and launched. And even before Christmas, I'm going to tell you, if you do a few things right, you can launch that course before Christmas, maybe before Valentine's, definitely before Valentine's Day. So I want you to go to thelaunchlounge.com/Amy and sign up for Amy Porterfield's live masterclass, 5 no-fuss steps to creating a profitable digital course from scratch. In this live masterclass, Amy will teach you the 5 easy to replicate steps to a low stress, start to finish course launch. And I would not be saying this to you if I didn't 100% fully back the value of this program This really truly is a step-by-step map that she's going to lay out for you. And if you follow the steps exactly like she lays it out, there's no reason why you can't launch your own profitable online course. If you sign up only purely also to see the master at work, then please do that. If you've already bought Digital Course Academy, or if you are one of Amy's students in any of the other programs, come join me on the masterclass. Sign up just so you can see the master at work. That's thelaunchlounge.com/Amy to join Amy Porterfield's brand new masterclass, 5 no fuss steps to creating a profitable digital course from scratch. And you can sign up by going to thelaunchlounge.com/Amy. I will see you on the class, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.